start with Catalan Dragons wheelchair, who were absolutely superb in the Challenge Cup final. Started off men on an absolute mission, very physical, took no prisoners, 18-0 lead early on. Leeds managed to get it back, but then conceded 2 tries just before half-time. Looked like they were going to make a fight of it in the first 20 minutes of the second half, and then Catalan got 5 consecutive tries, and were the speed of their play the ball and the skill of the ball transfer was absolutely amazing. Clearly they were storing up a huge amount of resentment from last year and the World Cup final, but fair play to them, they were outstanding. It was as good a display of wheelchair rugby league from a team that I've seen. They were astonishing, and first time again the Challenge Cup has left these shores.
Hopefully the crowd looked healthier than last year's in Hull, so that looks good. Hopefully the people there enjoyed it. Hopefully the people there were supporting Sheffield in the game before, and congratulations to Gravesend on winning their trophy, retaining their trophy indeed against Sheffield. And well done to Sheffield for getting to the final. What, are they 2 years old, if that?
Yeah, and importantly, first ever wheelchair exhibition game just for women, which again is not trying to divorce the genders. I think the feedback was some women would prefer to start their wheelchair career just to see if they like it and get used to the impacts in a game that involves all women, and then if they're good enough or they want to, they can then partake in maybe a Super League team that will still remain mixed. But yeah, that was quite a landmark. I think there were 8 different clubs represented who sent females. A round of applause for Jodie Boyd-Ward, who was captain of Leeds, but before the game went over and talked to all the women that were there and said, it's a sport for us, enjoy. But the Dragons were fantastic, and Nico Clossel was as good an individual performance in a final as I've ever seen. He was unbelievable.
And now they play Halifax on Friday?
Yes, in Perpignan. But bizarrely, 2 of Catalan's best players, Seb Bashara and Jeremy Bourson, who became a substitute, will be playing for Halifax.
I mean, one could say that might even things up slightly.
Well, that's why they're doing it, I think. But it's going to be weird winning a Challenge Cup final with Catalan one week and then the following week playing against them in the European Club Championship. But it's again, the important thing is it's another potential property, the European Club Championship, that you would hope it will be an incentive for whoever wins the Super League Grand Final to say, well, next year we want a game against Catalan Dragons, and then maybe 2024 Catalan Dragons will be in Super League.
And then everyone will have seen the Grand Final, which is on the day after the men's Grand Final. But we don't know when the women's one is yet.
So but we know it's in Manchester.
It's in Manchester.
At the basketball arena.
So, is that near Man City's ground? Or am I thinking something
it's
else?
Where
I just get confused that everything I think is at Man City's
It's
ground.
where the Magic Round was played this year in Manchester.
Right. Someone will be able to tell us where it is. That's the good news. But well done to the Catalans. Well done to York Valkyrie, who have retained the League Leaders Shield, the first women's team ever to do that. They know, we know, everyone knows they need to win the Grand Final. But that's not to take away from their achievement. They've been unbeaten in that competition all season.
They need to get to the Grand Final,
they
and
do.
Then they need to win it.
We don't know where the semi-finals are yet, do we? Because we had a double header last year.
Or even the Grand Final. Or when.
Or when the Grand Final is. I'll go through the women's results now, because we may as well, while we're talking about York. They won 36-4 at Wigan. By the way, who I don't know who it is at Oxon. You know Oxon, the people who do the kit, the England kit. They brought out a new range of training gear, which I know some people on the internet will be shocked at, because their new range of spring gear will have only just gone out of the shops and now be 30% off or something. They've put a picture of Tara Jane Stanley on, the reigning woman of steel. It looks like she's in a hoodie. She looks like she's going to come and nick your phone off you. It's not great. And it's not.
Is she a tad intimidating?
She is. I'm scared. I've been on the pitch with Jodie Boyd-Ward. I wouldn't want to be on a team against her. But York 36-4. Who's going to be woman of steel this year? I don't know.
It's a very good question. I think we need to see how the semi-finals progress.
In other games, St Helens beat Huddersfield 68-0. Amy Taylor scored her first try of the season, I've read, which is amazing because she scored all those points with the boots. Leeds beat Warrington 58-10, in which Ice Queen Hannah Butcher scored 4 tries.
She was annoyed after Wembley.
Thus overtaking Amy Hardcastle, who scored 3. Was she annoyed as well, or?
just think she's difficult to tackle, but Hannah gave me the impression that she wanted the ball a lot because she was frustrated for what happened the week before.
Kira Bennett back in the team, of course, as well.
Kicking goals.
That's all that happened in the top division, isn't it? I think. Yes, because only 6 teams there. So York top, 8 wins and a draw from their 9 games. St Helens second, 6 wins, 2 defeats. Then Leeds and Wigan and Warrington. Saints Leeds on Sunday. Not this Sunday, Sunday after.
A repeat of the
and Wigan Huddersfield. So you'd assume Wigan will beat Huddersfield, and then it's just a matter of who wins in Saints and Leeds decides on who gets a home semi-final, unless it's like last year when it will be a good luck to London and Cardiff, who in the Super League South final this week. And who won the? It was Telford.
Telford won the Super League Midlands. Women's
Midlands.
Which is great that we've got that division, and it's the first year. And Coventry did extremely well to get to the final because I think this was their inaugural year. But full credit to Telford who claimed the title.
In Women's Super League 2, Bower beat Bradford 70 points to 4. Cass lost to Fair 58-8, and Lee beat Salford 28-20. That sounds like a good game, doesn't it? And Wales. What happened in Wales? Because if I don't read this email, we'll get in trouble because we've said about everyone else who's won this weekend. South Wales Jets beat the Aberavon Fighting Irish 27-20 in the Welsh Grand Final. Congratulations to them.
Great name, the Aberavon Fighting Irish.
Lots of wheelchair rugby league this weekend in Wales as well. And the final games for, I sent him a tweet the other day, he's off to New Zealand. Stuart Williams. That's it. You won't remember his name. Do you reckon he's going to do like a Jack Brown and revolutionise wheelchair rugby league in New Zealand?
I'm hoping he might, because I think if we are having the wheelchair World Cup in the Southern Hemisphere, and that does involve maybe New Zealand putting in a team. I know we've only got 8 nations, but I'd be surprised if it was exactly the same 8 that played in the last World Cup. Then it would be nice to think that perhaps one of the hosting nations would have a team.